War is not just measured in blood and territory. In the 21st century, war is measured in dollars. It is a brutal, high-stakes game of mathematics where a $2 million missile is fired to intercept a $20,000 drone. Since the eruption of the multi-front conflict involving Israel, the United States, and the axis of resistance backed by Iran, the financial hemorrhage has been unprecedented. We are not just looking at a military confrontation, we're witnessing the most expensive war of attrition in modern human history. The Pentagon and the Israeli Ministry of Defense are burning through cash at a rate that is terrifying defense contractors and taxpayers alike. Today, we are going to open the ledger. We are going to break down the exact weapons used by the United States and Israel from the beginning of the war to this exact moment. We will examine the weapon types, the staggering quantities fired, and the ultimate financial cost. Let's look at the receipts. Item number 1. The Tamir Interceptor, Iron Dome. We begin with the backbone of Israel's defense, the Iron Dome. Designed to shoot down short-range rockets, artillery, and mortar shells fired from Gaza and Lebanon, the system fires the Tamir Interceptor. Each Tamir missile is an incredible feat of engineering, equipped with electro-optical sensors and steering fins. But they are not cheap. A single Tamir interceptor costs approximately $50,000. Since the war began, Israel has faced unprecedented barrages, forcing the Iron Dome to fire an estimated 15,000 interceptors to protect civilian centers. Quantity used, 15,000. Unit cost, $50,000. Total cost for Tamir interceptors alone, $750 million. Item number 2. The Stunner Missile, David's Sling. When the threats get larger and faster, like medium-range ballistic missiles or heavy rockets fired by Hezbollah, Israel upgrades to David's Sling. The system fires the Stunner Missile, a highly advanced hit-to-kill missile that literally rams into its target at hypersonic speeds. It has no explosive warhead. It destroys purely through kinetic energy. But the price tag matches its sophistication. One Stunner interceptor costs exactly $1 million. With the expansion of the Northern Front and direct barrages from Iranian proxies, Israel has launched an estimated 1,500 of these interceptors. Quantity used, 1,500. Unit cost, $1 million. Total cost, $1.5 billion. Item number 3. The Arrow 2 and Arrow 3 exoatmospheric interceptors. This is where the math gets terrifying. The Arrow system is designed to intercept long-range ballistic missiles fired directly from Iranian soil, destroying them in the vacuum of space before they even re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. An Arrow 2 interceptor costs roughly $1.5 million. An Arrow 3 interceptor costs a staggering $3 million per shot. During the massive direct Iranian salvos, Israel, alongside U.S. radar support, fired approximately 400 of these exoatmospheric killers. Quantity used, 400. Average unit cost, $2.5 million. Total cost, $1 billion. Item number 4. Joint Direct Attack Munitions, JDAMs. Moving from defense to offense, the Israeli Air Force has conducted the most intense bombing campaign of the 21st century. Their primary weapon of choice is the JDAM. This is a guidance kit that converts unguided dumb bombs into precision-guided smart munitions, typically attached to 2,000-pound Mark 84 bombs. Each JDAM kit, combined with the explosive payload, costs the United States and Israel about $30,000. To penetrate bunker networks and level hostile infrastructure, Israel has dropped an apocalyptic number of these weapons. Quantity used, 45,000. Unit cost, $30,000. Total cost, $1.35 billion. Item number 5.
the AGM-114 Hellfire missile. For surgical strikes, targeted assassinations of high-ranking commanders, and taking out moving vehicles, both Israel and the U.S. rely on the Hellfire missile. A single Hellfire missile costs $150,000. Between operations in Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, and Iraq, the consumption rate has been staggering. Quantity used, 10,000. Unit cost, $150,000. Total cost, $1.5 billion. Item number 6. U.S. Navy Standard Missiles, SM-2 and SM-6. Now let's look at the U.S. Navy. Operating in the Red Sea, the Gulf of Oman, and the Eastern Mediterranean, U.S. destroyers have been fighting a relentless naval battle against Houthi anti-ship ballistic missiles and Iranian suicide drones. Their primary shield is the Standard missile family. The SM-2 costs $2.1 million. The more advanced SM-6 costs $4.3 million per shot. U.S. Navy captains have been forced to fire these multi-million-dollar weapons to swat down Iranian drones that cost less than a used Honda Civic. Quantity used, 800. Average unit cost, $3.5 million. Total cost, $2.8 billion. Item number 8. The SM-3 Ballistic Missile Interceptor. When Iran launched its massive ballistic missile barrages, the U.S. Navy stepped in with the SM-3. This is a ship-launched interceptor designed to kill ballistic missiles in space. It is the pinnacle of American naval defense technology, and it has the price tag to prove it. A single SM-3 interceptor costs an eye-watering $15 million. To defend Israel's airspace and U.S. bases, the Navy launched dozens of these golden bullets. Quantity used, roughly 100. Unit cost, $15 million. Total cost, $1.5 billion. Item number 8. The Tomahawk Land Attack Cruise Missile, TALAM. When the United States strikes back, it uses the Tomahawk. Launched from destroyers and nuclear submarines, these cruise missiles skim the surface of the Earth to obliterate radar sites, drone launch facilities, and underground bunkers in Yemen, Iraq, and Syria. Each Tomahawk costs $2.5 million. In multiple waves of retaliatory strikes known as Operation Poseidon Archer and other classified missions, the U.S. Navy emptied its vertical launch tubes. Quantity used, 600. Unit cost, $2.5 million. Total cost, $1.5 billion. Item number 9. Air-to-air missiles, IAM-9X Sidewinder and AIM-120 AMRAAM. U.S. F-15s and F-35s have been heavily engaged in dogfights, not against enemy jets, but against swarms of Shahed drones. To shoot them down, pilots use the IAM-9X Sidewinder, costing $500,000, and the AIM-120 AMRAAM, costing $1.2 million. Firing a $1 million missile at a propeller-driven drone made of fiberglass is an economic nightmare, but it is necessary to save lives. Quantity used, 500. Average unit cost, $800,000. Total cost, $400 million. Finally, we must count the losses, the MQ-9 Reapers and the MQ-4C Triton. The sky over the Middle East is filled with American surveillance drones, and Iran and its proxies have successfully hunted them. The U.S. has lost multiple MQ-9 Reapers over Yemen and international waters, each costing roughly $30 million. Furthermore, the catastrophic loss of a high-altitude MQ-4C Triton over the Persian Gulf added an immense financial wound. Quantity lost, 10 MQ-9 Reapers and 1 MQ-4C Triton. Total cost of lost aircraft, $480 million. If you add up these 10 categories alone, you're looking at over $12,780 million. But here's the terrifying reality. That number only covers the munitions. It does not include the fuel for the aircraft carriers. It does not include the hazard pay for the troops, the maintenance of the F-35s, and the logistics of moving entire armies across the globe. When you factor in the operational costs, the United States and Israel are spending billions of dollars every month to sustain this conflict. And they are fighting an enemy that builds drones for $20,000 and rockets for a few $100. Iran's strategy is not to defeat the United States military in a direct fight. That is impossible. Iran's strategy is to bankrupt them. It's an economic bleeding out, forcing the West to spend millions to intercept pennies. The question is no longer who has the better weapons. The question is who will run out of money first. What do you think of the economics of modern warfare? Is the U.S. military spending itself into a